Global financial markets are under heavy stress with Israeli and Iranian airstrikes intensifying. We've seen oil push up around 13%, and we have also seen major capital inflows into, for example, the Swiss franc, the Japanese yen, and of course gold. But we also saw some strength from the dollar on Friday when Israel initially attacked Iran. Now, good morning, guys. My name is Fabio, and we're going to be diving into the major dollar pairs and of course gold. Now, starting off here with EURUSD, we can see that we've had continuous daily fractal breaks in towards the upside. Now, on Friday, I mentioned that this was the daily area of demand from where you pretty much wanted to go long. Now, from a daily perspective, this is your overall sell down before the buy up, which should cause the market to push up higher once again. Overall, I did mention that there was possibility for a potential EURUSD short as we grab liquidity above this overall swing high. And if the current fractal low here on the daily time frame were to have broken, then I would have been interested in a short position. However, as we can see, the daily fractal structure remained bullish with here the break, here the break, here the break, and then here the tap into that demand zone, the overall sub for the buy. And from there, also the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, the market has continued to push up higher, and therefore no shorts have been available at all. Looking now at the 4-hour time frame, we can also see that the overall 4-hour swing is bullish as well. With us marking out market structure, we can very clearly see here that we have a break down, then we have a break up, then we have another break up, then we have another break in towards the upside, and therefore you can pretty much classify. And if I just quickly check this from a mechanical swing perspective, yes, that would mean that overall this here is my swing low, so that is this specific low over here, and this here is my swing high. Now, if you were to draw in the Fibonacci tool correctly, pretty much like this, then you can see that the market reacts exactly to that 0.5 fib, exactly to that area of daily demand. And on the lower time frame, being the 1-hour time frame, you can see that we also grab liquidity underneath these ascending lows over here, and that we tapped into this fresh area of 1-hour demand as well. So this 1-hour demand zone over here, so again, the sell for the buy, which coincides with that daily area of demand, the equal lows right below it. And then here, obviously, the 1-hour bullish change of character. Then last night, what happened is that we retraced again exactly towards the 0.5 fib. And from there, as of this morning, early morning, around 5 to 6 a.m. Central Eastern Time, which is the Paris, the Amsterdam time zone, my time zone, we've been flying in towards the upside. So some very clean price action here on EURUSD to push it up higher overall. Now, some of you might be asking, okay, Fabio, what is now kind of like the immediate trade? Well, that is obviously just following the overall market structure and following the overall order flow. For now, the 1-hour demand here is in control, and I wouldn't be interested in shorts at all. Just follow the overall momentum. We still have descending highs over here, so we could just start taking those out very, very soon. If you are interested in shorts, then obviously you have to wait for the current fractal low to break here on the daily time frame, which would be the current FL. That would be the moment that you can start looking for shorts again. Otherwise, for now, just keep on identifying those longs. Now, it will be very dependent on what happens in regards to those airstrikes today. Is the overall situation between Israel and Iran going to escalate? Because any further escalation will cause oil prices to rise due to scarcity fears, and Iran also, saying that it will control the Strait of Hormuz, which is in the Persian Gulf. And if that were to happen and Iran does take control, this will have a heavy effect on the global oil supply. And Europe is very dependent on global oil supply, as Europe is a net importer of oil and of gas, and that could cause overall the euro to drop. So let's see if there's any escalation on that side. Going into the dollar index, we can very clearly see that the overall analysis here on the daily time frame has played out. We can all see here that we have the overall buy before the sell up, so buy before the sell down, excuse me, with this being the current fractal low, this being the current fractal low, this being the current fractal high. Overall, the market retraced in towards the 0.5 fib exactly with precision, and from there we've been selling off in towards the downside. Looking here at the 4 and let's say the 1-hour time frame, not the cleanest price action, but what we can very clearly see here on the 1-hour is that we pretty much grabbed these equal highs. We see here the change of character happening towards downside, so we get the push up, push down, push up, boom, push down, retracement in towards this imbalance candle on the 1-hour, and then from there we've been pushing down lower again. So again, very clean price action here from the dollar as well, showing that it wants to head down lower for now. So let's keep an eye on it. Obviously here at the lows we have the ascending lows, the equal lows. So let's see if we can take those out today. and then what happens after. But for now, yeah, the overall market structure, the overall order flow is definitely bearish still on the US dollar index. Going into the Australian dollar, guys, what can we see here? Very, very, very choppy and messy price action. Obviously, normally the Australian dollar will, yeah, let's say, get weaker after anything in regards to risk off flows come into the market. So a war will obviously cause for risk off sentiment, and the Australian dollar is obviously a risk on pair. However, with the US dollar being so weak, the Australian dollar against the US dollar is still pushing up higher. Now, myself interested in shorts in the near future, but for now I am still looking for some further upside on AUD/USD. I would only be interested in those shorting opportunities. And again, if we go into the daily time frame, once we take out this specific high over here, which for me is a very clear liquidity high, it's pretty much the first high or the first descending high of all of these highs in towards the downside. So only be looking for a short position on AUD/USD once we take out that high over there. But yeah, that is pretty much that. For the rest, nothing really too interesting on AUD/USD. It should take out this high very, very soon. So with this high, I mean this high. It should take that out because a lot of traders would identify this as a potential supply zone to go short from, because this is the break of structure. However, in the overall push down, there is no liquidity. Therefore, it's very likely that you'll always come back to liquidate that initial reaction high. So let's see if we can then also take out these descending highs. So looking for some higher prices on AUD/USD. Going into GBPUSD, we can see that on the daily, we are not really moving too interestingly. For now, we are following the overall daily order flow. So let me just turn on the indicator again. So we have the fractal structure break indicator. Let me see if it can go on again, because the indicator, yeah, makes my life a lot easier, because then what you'll be able to see is that the daily fractal is still bullish. So this is obviously the current fractal low. This is currently the fractal high. Overall, the market is inside of the sell before the buy, or inside of the two most recent imbalance candles, as we can see over here, and that's currently pushing the market up higher. So longs still make sense despite the fact that we have the perfect 1, 2, 3. So the ascending corrective price action after an overextended move in towards the highs. So yes, shorts are interesting, but mainly once we break the current fractal low. Otherwise, just let the daily order flow play out and push the market up higher. Going into towards the 4-hour time frame, we can also see that we got some manipulation here. Nothing too clean. Yes, we had this 4-hour area of supply over here push the market down lower on Friday afternoon. I'll be keeping an eye open from this area of supply if it does push the market down lower or not. Obviously, it does look good from a 4-hour perspective, in the sense that we have the ascending corrective price action after the overextended move. I would favor a short-term downside push. However, it is a very risky play with the daily order flow being bullish, and of course also here the 4-hour fractal structure being bullish as well, with currently demanding control. So not really interested in getting involved with those shorts, but for longs, to be honest, also not very, very interested. But for now, the longs do make more sense, with the daily fractal being bullish and the overall market structure also being bullish as well. Going into NZD/USD, we can see that NU has been ranging, let's put it that way. Again, not an interesting pair and not on my radar for now, just consolidating. Overall, also not interesting from a daily perspective. Yeah, I mean, overall, I'm looking for that higher prices on NZD/USD, as this is the liquidity high over there that I want to be taking out before looking for any potential shorts at all. So yeah, for now, only longs on NZD/USD. Then USD/JPY. Overall, the yen is very, very strong in my opinion. So I will be looking for some potential more downside. We've now retraced in towards this area of supply over here. Again, we have beautiful ascending corrective price action here with a 1 high, a 2nd high, and then a 3rd high. Now we're traced into this area of imbalance, which is your supply zone, and we have a lot of ascending lows here as well. So I'll be looking for potential shorts. Highest probability shorts will come after breaking the 4-hour fractal low. Going into dollar Swiss, you guys know I'm still pretty bearish on the Swiss franc. This week we have interest rate decisions in Switzerland, which should push the Swiss franc down lower. However, the dollar is just so weak. If we see any bullish price action from the dollar, then obviously dollar Swiss can push up a lot higher. But for now, I'll just wait for the current fractal high to break before getting in any longs. Otherwise, just personally staying out of this. And then last of all, of course, we have gold. So gold itself has been retracing as of this morning. I guess I haven't really been looking at the situation between Israel and Iran as of this morning. But as soon as the overall fights intensify, we should see some more higher price action. For now here on gold, again, you see a one high, a second high, and then a third high, ascending corrective price action after an overextended move. So now what's happening is that we're taking out all of the ascending lows here on gold, which is perfect. Tap into this demand zone. This is not a very strong demand zone because, again, we have ascending lows. So preferably, I would want us to see take out both the ascending lows. But at any point in time, can the market react again? Because this is overall enough liquidity, all of these ascending lows together with this demand zone to potentially push us up higher. But just really wait for confirmation inside of that demand zone. Highest probability trade will come after taking out this low, and even more preferable would be taking out all of these lows as well. But that is quite the distance. So I don't really see that happening just too soon, unless we really see some de-escalation in the Middle East. But for now, this is obviously your daily demand zone. So you can look for longs inside of that daily demand zone and then keep an eye on the 4 hour. And then on the 4 hour time frame, you'll clearly see that the order flow has been respected in towards the upside. Now, the only piece of order flow, kind of like, let's say, mitigation, and with mitigation, I just mean tapping into the demand zone, that still needs to happen is this demand zone over here. So let's wait for that 4 hour demand zone, which is inside daily demand zone, to get hit. And then we just wait for the 1 hour confirmation. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic trading day. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and see you inside Discord. Link in the description of this video. Thanks, guys.